Welcome, folks. We're still in Toronto, Canada for your follow-up edition from the Elimination Chamber of Monday Night Raw. Welcome to the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Thank you for joining us here on this cold evening. And the WrestleMania is the road to, at least, should I say, sorry, is just beginning. We're going to take a look back at the Elimination Chamber that happened just this past weekend. Well, we have a new look, a new feel, and we're going to kick things off with Mr. Amazing Bren. Of course, fell short in his 3 Stages of Hell match, and you know for a fact that this man is not at 100%, and he wasn't even 100%, and I'm surprised to see him still standing here. We saw Roman and Io transported to local medical facilities. How they'll be, we'll find out very soon. But goddamn, Bren, been through wars, shows the resilience and the toughness of this man. He's going to take center stage, and address that loss to Cody Rhodes. And what does that mean for Bren going forward as WrestleMania looms? Bren, a man of many talents. Well, Bren doesn't seem to let the old habits and old rivalries die, but I can assure you, as your COO and chief commentator, that this match is done, this rivalry is done. Quick update on the travel restrictions here in Toronto. Obafemi, who went back home, has not managed to make it back due to travel restrictions, so he won't be here tonight, but he will be here next week. Kiana James, the new Women's World Heavyweight Champion, is live tonight. Bren's injury update we've just heard. I'm going to summarise it as well. He is not medically cleared, and we don't know if he'll be clear for WrestleMania. All we do know is that one road might be unsanctioned. Naomi, Becky Lynch go head-to-head in a rematch from the Elimination Chamber qualifier. Becky wants the victory back with no Nikki Bella, but she's always on the horizon. And our main event, look at this main event, Bron Breakker, the future, versus John Cena, the past. Who will walk out on top? Well, Jacob, Jey Uso's trust has got to be, it's got to be perfect tonight, because it's going to be six-man tag action. And the last time that Jey Uso teamed with Jacob Fatu, it resulted in a faction being formed called the NBO. Now, this faction here, American Syndicate, American Made, whatever you want to call them. Tony D'Angelo, of course, debuting on Raw, and he's managed to get some support here, and it's going to be six-man tag action here tonight, I believe. The Usos are going to team with their little cousin, Jacob Fatu, to try and take down this hellacious faction before it even begins. But Tony D'Angelo, Ivy Nile, Brutus, and Julius Creed make up American Syndicate, and that's let's just say this past week on Monday Night Raw, before the Elimination Chamber, the American Syndicate did a damn well good job in sending Jimmy and Jey Uso packing, albeit with greater numbers. American Syndicate here set for action tonight, and it should be interesting to see how these three perform. Of course, Tag Team Championships are with the Wyatt Six currently, and with them looking for contenders, I'm hoping that we'll unfold some interesting information. The Usos never managed to make it to their rematch, by the way, due to these, well, let's just say four, because Ivy did her fair share of dishing out the punishment. We're going to await the arrival of the Usos and the 2026 Royal Rumble winner, Jacob Fatu, who will go ahead to WrestleMania and face Brock Lesnar. Well, the former WWE Tag Team Champions. Let's have a look in this universe mode at the statistics that hang on the Usos' head. Sorry, I was just allowing the aura to build through the building. The Usos, back in 2024, capturing the SmackDown WWE Tag Team Championships and holding for 73 days. They also held the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships twice, the World Tag Team Championships. This last reign that they had was their second reign of their entire career, first holding the championships for a total of 244 days before losing them to the NBO all the way back in December the 6th, and then after that a 45-day reign would ensue before the Wyatt Six would capture the WWE World Tag Team Championships. Not afraid of championship gold, already three-time tag team champions in the span of a year. Well, okay, we know that, well, we don't know Brock Lesnar's whereabouts, but this is the opponent that Brock Lesnar will have to deal with come WrestleMania. The Samoan Werewolf is like a machine, and he's unleashed, he's unhinged, and he's looking to do damage. And I can only imagine when that match, main event's night 1 of WrestleMania, what is going to consume inside that ring is going to be nothing short of a demolition derby. And I have to say, sitting here at this commentary desk, we always are on the lookout when Jacob Fatu is in the building, because what consumes when this man is about is nothing short of chaos. He's going to tag with his cousins here tonight in 6-man tag action. I'm very much looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. It's going to be excellent as we begin the road to WrestleMania. But let's not forget, 2 weeks' time, Rey Mysterio, the illustrious 30-plus year of the greatest career of the greatest luchador of all time, Rey Mysterio, will come to an end inside the WWE. And if you are in the Discord and you are a member of Jack's VIP Club, you'll know that AAA isn't in your world. AAA doesn't exist. Come join. Make sure you join that. AAA is such an entertaining show, and it all links into this current universe mode right here, right now. But Saturday night's Mexico City in just under 2 weeks' time is going to be epic. Well, we're going to kick things off with Jey Uso and Tony D'Angelo in the ring now for their respective teams. The Usos looking to get their own back on the American Syndicate, who did leave them crawling out of the ring last week on Monday Night Raw. And with tickets to WrestleMania being sold out, in terms of participants, both of these teams will be wanting to prove themselves in the tag team division. And this is a sidewalk backbreaker there from Jey Uso. And we're going to tag in Jimmy Uso here. Good tag from Jey, of course. Plenty of experience from the Usos here. Of course, debuting in 2009/10. They've got plenty of veteran-like experience, especially in the tag team division. Maybe not so much in 6-man tag action. Of course, with the relationship between them and Jacob Fatu being in doubt, potentially, following the last time that Jey Uso put his trust in Jacob Fatu. Could that be an interesting factor? It looks like Jacob's come to his senses again. It looks like they might be on the same page. A Samoan drop there. You can see Ivy Nile in the north of the screen debuckling the turnbuckle pad. The referee's going to have a quick word with her. Maybe did. Julius Creed then shifts the momentum using that power, that powerful frame of his to take down Jimmy Uso. Big Jim. They'll bring Uso back to his feet. And the referee, John Cone, in charge, going to bring that turnbuckle pad back to how it belongs as Julius Creed goes to work on Jimmy Uso here. And he's just enjoying this. The boos ring out here from this Toronto crowd, who are not happy with the performance here from Julius Creed, and sweat the legs. Because you unleash that Samoan Werewolf, it could be a whole problem for the American Syndicate, because he's like an uncaged animal. Of course, Brock Lesnar's going to have to deal with that, the World Heavyweight Champion, winning it back on February the 18th at the Royal Rumble. He's going to have to deal with Jacob Fatu come WrestleMania. And if he gets his hand on American Syndicate, it could be quite a difficult task for them. And of course, Brock Lesnar now, he's just twilighting a 70-day reign as World Heavyweight Champion. That's not a bad reign, to be fair. Of course, will that end at WrestleMania? Jacob Fatu certainly thinks it will. Of course, he's about to surpass Bren's record of 74 days, and he will do so once he's at Mania. And a kick out there from Tony D'Angelo. It will be Brock's first official defence. Of course, Brock, 70 days, no defence. You're going to question the commitment of some of these superstars to the wrestling company. Now D'Angelo's going to isolate Jimmy Uso in the corner here. Going to tag in Brutus Creed. Seen as the clue's in the name, the more brute force out of the Creed brothers. It's a wonderful neck break because these two can wrestle. And some big clubbing blows there to Jimmy Uso's nose. Might need a plastic surgeon after that. And now he's going to taunt in front of Jey Uso. Brutus Creed is somebody who has kind of been a sheep rather than a leader here. Because Tony D'Angelo coming in and putting his ideology into their heads and brainwashing them that I can only imagine it's for Tony D'Angelo's gain rather than the Creed brothers' rise, but they seem all on the same page. And this is a smart tactic here from the Creed brothers, isolating Jimmy Uso in the home corner, going to work, exchanging bodies, managing the freshness of each talent. Julius Creed just encouraging Jimmy to crawl towards his corner before dropping a huge elbow drop on his back. Now he's going to taunt Fatu. I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea and a clubbing blow. I can imagine it's not going to end well for Julius Creed if he keeps winding up. Because what the hell is Julius Creed thinking here? He's took Jey Uso off the ring apron. He's too busy celebrating. Jimmy Uso's back to his feet behind him though. And a full Nelson Bubba Bomb there. Tribute to the Dudley Boys from Big Jim. And this might be a bit of time period where he can get a fresh pair of legs in. But Jim's going to try do it on his own. And a pop-up Samoan drop again from Jimmy Uso. Brutus Creed there getting involved again and taken to the outside from Jimmy Uso, who's going to fight with everybody. But Julius Creed's still active in the ring and he's waiting for Jim, and a big forearm there from Uso takes him down. And oh boy, like an unleashed animal, Fatu's going to tear apart the whole goddamn ring. Brutus Creed with a reversal there. Don't know if that's particularly smart. Jacob Fatu flying through the air. Julius Creed looks petrified. D'Angelo's still on the outside. Fatu won't be scared of the numbers game. He's going to throw every member of American Syndicate in the ring and try and take them down. D'Angelo's sent down, and Fatu might allow Julius to make the tag. No, he doesn't. Big knee to the bottom. Ivy Nile now getting involved, and that's probably what you need. The numbers game against Fatu to take his attention elsewhere, and that's going to allow Julius Creed time to recover. Smart there from Ivy Nile. And a big punch there to Fatu, who was unaware. And that punch is not going to have knocked his lights out, I can assure you. He's got the Samoan head. If you don't know the joke, never headbutt a Samoan. And now Fatu's looking to make some beef stew of American Syndicate as he drags all the members in the ring yet again. Irish whip into the corner, splash there. Oh, and Creed breaks it up. Before Fatu could get any momentum, Julius Creed was smart there. Very smart there from one half of the Creed brothers and quarter of American Syndicate. Of course, the Wyatt Six, the WWE World Tag Team Champions at the moment, defeating the MBO, which was made up of Jacob Fatu and Bron Breakker. What will their path to WrestleMania look like? And while Jimmy Uso is taunting, Brutus Creed is brought in, but Jimmy's aware. And a clothesline from Big Jim takes Tony D'Angelo to the outside now. Now he might be going after the whole goddamn 5 yards, and a Superman punch there. Superman forearm, should I say. Jey Uso is going to be tagged in. Brutus Creed's going to run into him. Samoan drop. Good work here from the Usos. Trying to take down the American Syndicate. And a super kick of double proportion from Jey Uso. What was he going for there? Might have been looking for a spear. Trying to create some separation. Brutus Creed reads it and just launches Jey Uso in the air. Impressive strength shown there from one half of the Creed brothers again. Now Tony D is going to be tagged into the ring. And Superman forearm from Tony D'Angelo as he looks to inflict some punishment. He's trying to bring in the numbers game like Jacob Fatu. Don't know if you quite have the facilities that Jacob has though, Tony. And a back body drop into the neck breaker from Jey Uso. And now Jey could be looking big. He could be looking to risk it all. And he could be looking to risk it now. And a torpe suicida to the outside from Jey Uso. One half of the former 3-time World Tag Team Champions here in the WWE 2K26 Jackverse. Going to bring Tony back to his feet. A spear from Uso might be enough. But Brutus Creed's going to get involved and break that straight away. American Syndicate straight to the aid of their master. That's good reaction there. Jay's going to take them both out. It does run into the knee of Brutus Creed there. And he's going to go back for seconds and get another knee to the face there. And Tony D'Angelo, roll-up pin while Jey Uso's not concentrating here. A kick out from Jey Uso there at 2. Still much more action to come here tonight, folks. Don't miss it. Another kick there. And Jey Uso's going to allow the tags because Jey Uso doesn't believe that Julius Creed is a threat. And now another Samoan drop from Jey Uso as the Bloodline look to take down the American Syndicate. Uso splash. But D'Angelo's still in the ring. and it's not going to be enough. Now Uso's going to go after Tony D'Angelo. Into the corner goes Tony D. And a drop kick from Uso to the head. That's going to force Angelo to roll out. And I would be tagging in a certain type of dog, and that is the werewolf. Jey Uso now might be looking to take this to the corner and unleash the Samoan werewolf right now. Big clubbing blows there from Jey Uso, who's looking to inflict the pain, and now pain is going to be inflicted because the Samoan werewolf, hip attack, running hip attack from Jacob Fatu. Hook of the leg, pinfall, and broke up again by Tony D'Angelo there, not allowing the pinfall. That's only going to further piss off the Samoan werewolf. Another spear, and Fatu's looking to dismantle this faction before it even gets any momentum. Of course, there's levels to this game, is what Fatu's message will be. Of course, one competing for the potential tag team titles, one is guaranteed a main event spot at WrestleMania. Big difference there in the gulf in the experience. Big difference in the gulf of achievements. And this running senton from Fatu might have been enough. And he's going to take Tony D out again. I think Fatu's just here for a brawl with anyone. I think we all know who he wants. And if that man's in here, in this arena, I'd be very surprised just launching Brutus Creed like a rag doll. Now Julius could be in major, major trouble. Into the corner of American Syndicate. Jacob's doing a demolition job, by the way. I'm sure you guys can see. What the hell's Fatu going to do here? Oh, God. What on earth is Fatu thinking? Hurricanrana from the top rope. Fatu might be looking for it. He's a bit far away and Fatu misses. Or did it connect? It connected. Julius Creed somehow trying to stumble to his feet. I'm going to try fight out of this. I don't know if you're pissing off Jacob even more. I'd get my ass out of that ring right now. That knee might do a job. And he's now celebrating after that he kicked out of that moonsault. And look at him. That's a big mistake. Bulldog from Fatu. And a distraction now again from Ivy Nile. But Jey Uso is going to solve that issue right now as he takes out American Syndicate and wipes out Ivy Nile as well. Fatu might be looking to strike again. And now he's in perfect position. All say it with me. Fatu! The moonsault connects. The American Syndicate are one interference away from disqualification. And the Bloodline walk out on top. Of course, what a victory here for these men. What a victory here. And I believe, wait a second, we're not going to finish here. The brawl continues. Jey Uso brawling with Tony D'Angelo here. He's going to take him up to the ramp. Things are not done yet. Into the barricade goes D'Angelo. A little bit of payback maybe for the Usos. Angelo's going to fight back here, and we're going to brawl all over the arena. Referee John Cone's going to be in 50 plays at once. An exploded suplex there to Jey Uso. We might need some security out here. We know that they're at a premium rate. They're going to continue. He's going to drag Jey Uso up the ramp. It's Tony D'Angelo. And in the technical area here, you can see Brutus Creed and Jimmy Uso going to war. A clothesline from Jimmy Uso. I mean, this is just carnage. Jacob Fatu, of course, is stood in the centre of the ring. And I don't know what he's doing. He's not looking to assist anyone. He's looking to celebrate his victory. Jimmy Uso is going to back Brutus back up. Oh, God. Oh, no. Lesnar is here. F around and get F5'd. And it doesn't look like Lesnar is finished there. These clubbing blows, we saw him use these on Randy Orton, managed to bust the skull open of the Viper. Fatu is in major trouble here. A second F5 from the Beast. He's going to put down the Werewolf. Brock Lesnar's whole message to Jacob Fatu is you're not ready. It's not your time. And the crowd chanting one more time. What a set of sickos. Lesnar's going to deliver exactly what they are ordered. Like Uber plus a third F5 from Lesnar. Jacob rolls out the ring, and Lesnar's going to follow suit and leave with the decimation of Jacob Fatu confirmed. Wow. Well, we're not going to waste any time, folks, because Dominic Mysterio is in the building. And up next, following Dominic Mysterio, Becky Lynch and Naomi. Can't wait to see that one, but the dirtiest Mysterio of all time, of course, beating Rey Fenix on AAA this past week for the AAA Mega Championship. And he used some pretty underhanded tactics to do so, exposing the turnbuckle pad, and Rey Fenix was left sprinting in to his own defeat. A roll-up pin and attempted missed. A cheap shot then and a frog splash was enough to get the job done. But the dirtiest Mysterio of all time is in Toronto. And of course, with Rey Mysterio just around the corner and the retirement of his father, what will Dominic have to say here on Raw? He's working a pretty full-time schedule, to be fair to Dominic. Well, a ladder match might be about to take place. Shades of Eddie and Rick. The new manager of AAA, and wants the title on the line to take it back for the Luchadors.
That's the sound of greatness. You see, greatness can be hard to track down. It's pretty elusive, even more exclusive. Just look at the ones who have been able to catch it. Nobody said it was easy. And the truth is, there is no roadmap to greatness. The great ones sometimes get lost, and instead of finding their way out, they gotta fight their way out.
Take your fear, take your caution, and toss it out the window.
So bring on the fight. The big time fight. The open a can fight. The baddest woman on the planet fight.
Brace yourself, you're gonna be in for one hell of a night. WrestleMania is a two-night event. This is gonna be good. I am fired up.
So let's go catch some greatness.
Well, here we continue, folks. WrestleMania. Oh, God. WrestleMania is around the corner, and John Cena did his finest work trying to take Danhausen out. It looks like Danhausen's made his way back onto the red brand. And he certainly elicits a certain type of aura. And of course, up next, as we saw in the graphic, is Becky Lynch versus Naomi. But we're going to take a short detour. He's very nice, very evil. And of course, Danhausen taken out by John Cena. We'll have to hear what Danhausen has to say here tonight. What the hell is going on in this goddamn ring? Oh, God. Oh, hell no. Get out of there. Get out of there, Danhausen. Now is not the time. We can come again. John Cena, who is in tonight's main event, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, decides to rear his head. And Danhausen could be in even more trouble. And a stare down here. Danhausen. Referee John Cone is in here. And wait a second. What the hell? Danhausen turning the lights out and running away. Probably the best thing that guy's done since signing with the WWE. But we're going to turn our attention. That was an interesting segment. I've never quite seen anything like that. We're going to turn our attention to the women's division. And, of course, Becky Lynch, who took out, through the stage lights, Nikki Bella, our WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, is in action with Naomi. Of course, Becky wants to score the victory back over Naomi that Naomi did win to see her enter the Elimination Chamber. An extremely impressive performance from Naomi inside the chamber. She outlasted a lot of the women. But Becky's looking to right the wrong of that loss. Of course, Nikki Bella was a huge hand in part in Naomi's victory and her path to the Elimination Chamber. Becky Lynch is looking to right the wrong, get a victory over Naomi and move forward. And of course, Nikki Bella, thrown 2 weeks ago on Raw, was thrown off the elevated platform through a stage light. You have to wonder what condition she's in. We're hearing that she's okay. Minor injuries, so the road to WrestleMania is still very much in effect for our WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. This lady right here might be the choice. But of course, nothing is given, everything is earned here on Monday Night Raw. And with Naomi standing opposite to Becky, could be a very interesting dynamic. Proceed with caution. Well, as I mentioned, Naomi with an extremely impressive Elimination Chamber performance. And will be looking, no doubt, to cement herself on Monday Night Raw as one of the, if not the top woman in the entire WWE. To do so, Championship Gold is something that you must align yourself with Kiana James holding that title. Who would have ever thought that she would have held the title? Still going to hear from the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion here tonight. You have to wonder what on earth Naomi's path to the top will look like. Of course, will Kiana stand in her way? Well, we're going to focus on this one-on-one match, folks. Very interested to see who will come out on top in this one, folks. A great technical match last time until Nikki Bella inserted herself into the match. Hopefully we don't have that same thing repeating itself, and this one's going to get a finish this time so we can see who the better woman is. And I'm not normally a biased guy, and I'm still going to remain that way, but if the bookies were open, it's a split down the middle. This one is extremely difficult to call. A lot of veteran experience between these two women and a lot of credibility with their given move sets, their given attributes. Could be a match that is for the ages here as referee in charge. It's going to get us underway. We're going to feel this Toronto crowd here in the Scotiabank Arena. And we're going to go to war. Well, these women slowly approaching each other, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Naomi encouraging Becky to strike first. Well, it looks like we're going to take our time to get into this. Naomi encouraging Becky to strike. And Becky does. We're not going to waste any time throwing barbs and haymakers in this match. We're going to get straight underway, folks. Of course, this capacity crowd sold out here in the Scotiabank Arena for Monday Night Raw. The first Raw on the road to WrestleMania, and an enziguri there from Naomi takes down the man, Becky Lynch. Still to come tonight, we've got the Women's World Heavyweight Champion. And that main event looks extra juicy. It's Bron Breakker versus John Cena. We just saw John Cena try in an altercation with Danhausen before Danhausen somehow, some way, managed to perform some black magic and escape. Naomi dishing out some kicks. Becky Lynch going to reverse as we turn our attention back to the ladies in the ring. Roll up pin here attempted from Becky Lynch, who's looking to become the man. Leg drop there on the back of the neck and wiping the floor with Naomi. Of course, traditionally used to faces versus heels here in the WWE, but this one's a tale of two women who are teetering on the edge of both. Competitive match of competitive nature. Neither woman will want to lose, and Becky with a knee to the back of Naomi. Collar and elbow tie up here from Lynch. Gonna go to the corner and maybe try to dish out some work. Reversal there from Naomi. And kicks again, they're devastating. And another big one to finish it off. Naomi going to the top rope. Risking it all. Here we go. Got a reverse from them. Wait a second. The lights are out. And that's the Intercontinental Women's Champions music. Are we going to see deja vu? Wait a second. Behind you, Becky. Nikki is in the ring. And Becky is unaware. And so is the referee. Rack attack. The referee saw nothing. And Naomi is poised to crawl and secure the pinfall victory here. Off the rack attack hit by Nikki Bella. And that is a double cost from Bella. Naomi scoring the victory in the same fashion she did to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. And that's only going to infuriate the man even more as we look ahead to what's coming. Naomi with a big victory here on Raw. And we're here we can see the Toronto skyline. What a wonderful episode of Monday Night Raw this has been so far. Still more to come, folks. So don't get out your seats just yet. We're going to hear from Los Garza, I'm hearing. And of course, Saturday night's Mexico City is coming up. And following that, of course, as you can see on your screen, WrestleMania. Of course, Mexico City, the home of Los Garza. Let's hear what they're going to have to say surrounding that. Well, this one's set for next week, folks. Raquel Rodriguez, Jordan Grace, one-on-one. Of course, Jordan been feuding with Liv Morgan. How will this one go down? An open challenge, and it's been authorised by the Raw. The Raw General Manager, William Regal, has allowed this. The winner of this match will go to Saturday night's main event, Mexico City, to compete for them WWE World Tag Team Championships against the Wyatt Six. Here's a team we haven't seen for a little while. It's Axiom, Nathan Frazier of Fraxiom. Incredible athletes, these two young gentlemen. Axiom hailing out of Spain, Nathan Frazier out of England. It's going to be a very interesting matchup here as Los Garza look to go to their home country, essentially catch the world titles. Of course, we saw earlier American Syndicate versus the Usos and Jacob Fatu. Those two teams, of course, the Usos still with that rematch clause. If I was a guessing man, which I do like to have a guess, WrestleMania sounds like a mighty good place to mix it up in the tag team division. But who will walk into WrestleMania as the World Tag Team Champions? Well, that might be the Wyatt Six, or it might be one of these two teams here as we're underway. Jessica Carr taking charge of this match. Of course, the match officials have been switching around, not like Vicky. Poor Vicky, who this past weekend at Toronto, Canada, was pretty much the head girl for pretty much most of the matches. Congratulations to Vicky on getting called up and doing such an amazing job. But we're going to turn our attention to the ring here. This is going to be a fast-paced, lightning-quick, you close your eyelids, you miss it kind of match. German suplex there from Axiom, taking down Berto. We're going to see a lot of this, a lot of tagging in, a lot of tagging out, a lot of speed. And of course, the aim of the game in this match is to slow down the speed. Of course, Nathan Frazier notorious with that speed, and Berto here with a Hurricanrana. Of course, these two men also down in AAA. Of course, there is a prize for the tag teams down in AAA. The AAA Tag Team Championships currently held by the Psycho Clown Circus. But Los Garza want the gold on Monday Night Raw. Fraxiom there, a bit naive. Nathan Frazier's going to manage to get back in the ring, and Angel isn't looking there. Lovely springboard here. Nathan Frazier, certainly somebody who I associate with speed and also athleticism. Incredible moonsault springboard there from the corner from Nathan Frazier. Of course, the Fraxiom want to get back to winning ways. They want to get a few wins under their belt to solidify themselves as the true number one contenders. And what an upset it'd be if they could stop Los Garza going home. And a corkscrew attempted there by Nathan Frazier. Terribly miscalculated there from Nathan Frazier. We're going to tell you an interesting statistic here that's not currently at our desk, but we're getting it in our ear, that in the tag team division, Los Garza actually have a 100% record in the Jackverse. What the hell's happening here? Went for a dropkick on Fraxiom and missed. Granted, they've only wrestled one match, but they've been doing a lot in AAA behind the scenes. Explains the absence. But in the one match that they've had, they've won. And that victory came over the Street Profits all the way back in June 2025. Since then, they've been down in AAA. They're back on Monday Night Raw. They're doing a dual kind of appearance. Of course, they've tried to capture the AAA Tag Team Championships for months. Now they want the bigger gold. And this is some incredible tandem offense here. Wow! That's impressive. Impressive standing moonsault. And a kick out there. 2.5. Lovely Hurricanrana there from Fraxiom, who takes down Angel. This is impressive here from Fraxiom, and takes him off the edge. And this is impressive. I have to say, in all my time watching tag team wrestling, it's at its best when the action is high octane like this. Tope Suicida there. A tag in there to Nathan Frazier, who might be about to deliver a Tope Suicida, a double receipt there for Angel. Got to get this back in the ring to win the match. Of course, if both teams are counted out, it will be a draw. Jessica Carr doing her job. Nathan Frazier's going to use his springboard abilities here. And wow, a missile drop kick from the springboard, and next. That's what it's all about. This main event comes into place following the Elimination Chamber. These two participants were in there. John Cena, Bron Breakker. Roll-up pin here from Angel. Jessica Carr was a little bit slow, in my opinion, down to that pinfall. It is a 2 count. I think it would have been a 2 count anyway. Good effort there from Mr. Angel to take down. It's been a very competitive match. What the hell was going on there? And Nathan Frazier might take advantage of that big chop. Now we're going to see a springboard from Angel. Wonderful drop kick there. One half of Los Garza. I mean, whichever way, whichever dynamic you have, Wyatt 6 versus Los Garza, Wyatt 6 versus Fraxiom, it's going to be a very interesting tag team matchup at Saturday night's main event, Mexico City. You have to imagine that with the pressure that's on Angel and Berto, it can be... Oh, wow! It has to be weighing hard on the shoulders. They will definitely be wanting... Oh, went for the sliding drop kick and actually missed. That's only brought Berto's attention further. Looks a bit stunned. Fraxiom said a word. That's a nice forearm there from Nathan Frazier. Tag back in there. Fraxiom is back in the ring. And what the hell is this offense? Wonderful, and caught out of the air by Berto. Mightily impressed with the performance of Los Garza. And a roll-up pin here. Might be looking for a power bomb off of that. Incredible strength shown by Berto. These two teams are not just speed specialists. They also got a lot of technical wrestling. Taking Nathan Frazier to the outside. Berto might be looking to put this one away. Fraxiom, of course, had a lot more appearances in the WWE, and they've been on main event. And this one could be interesting. Berto with the corkscrew moonsault. That should do it. Nathan Frazier's still down on the outside of the ring. Jessica Carr is down. And Los Garza, they go into Mexico City. Well, it was a nice impromptu number one contenders tag team match, actually. The Usos will have an eye on it. Oh, wait a second. The tag team champions who haven't been seen for weeks are here, and they're applauding the competition, but I'm sure as hell sure in 2 weeks' time at Saturday night's main event Mexico City, it will not be a chance to applause, but the tag team titles will be on the line, and the home advantage is with that team in the ring right there, Los Garza. And we're going to get straight... Oh, Kiana James, your new WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champions in the building. And up next in the match is Bron Breakker versus John Cena. You're not going to want to miss that one, folks, but pay your attention to the savviest businesswoman on the planet, Kiana James, doing absolutely everything in her power to achieve her dream. She was exceptional in the Elimination Chamber, by the way. I know that Stephanie has a bit of bitterness, but I have to say, it's not about how many. Oh boy, the woman that she pinned, she's furious, by the way. She's absolutely furious, of course. As I said earlier, it's not about an Elimination Chamber, it's not about the quantity, it's about taking your opportunities. And that's what Kiana did. I'm on Kiana's side, but let's hear what Steph V has to say. Well, credit to Kiana for being a fighting champion. In 2 weeks' time in Mexico City, closer to home for Stephanie, we could be looking at a very, very short reign for the savviest businesswoman. But she is just that, and it is confirmed the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship will be on the line. Stephanie Vaquer will get one more bite at the apple to prove her dominance, and this one's now a ladder match, folks. Rey Mysterio's final WWE match against Dominic Mysterio before he heads down to AAA to become the general manager. Will he leave with the AAA mega title for his company? The World Tag Team titles, as we just saw, will be on the line. Los Garza take on the Wyatt Six for the gold. Well, you've waited long enough, and I've waited long enough to say this. No bread, no water, just me. Well, Bron Breakker has the incredible feat of having the most Royal Rumble eliminations in history and the most Elimination Chamber eliminations this year. Well, Bron Breakker, hard done by, nevertheless, hasn't made excuses, knew that CM Punk was the better man on the night despite Bron Breakker trying to outlast the field. Breakker accepts his fate, but he will not accept no WrestleMania, I can assure you of that. The path to WrestleMania is looking bleak for the badass, but of course, unless something crazy happens, would not be expecting him to lose the gold. The badass is in rare form tonight, and he's looking to pull out the biggest stunt of them all and upset the world by defeating the never seen 17 right here tonight in Toronto. Well, to do so, he's going to have to be at his best, and that is for sure. And if we know anything about Bron Breakker, his best just hasn't been enough. Tonight, he's looking to set the record straight. He's looking to put away John Cena, send him into an early retirement. We saw John Cena in an altercation with Danhausen earlier. Oh, the boos are ringing out. Well, let's just say that John Cena has slowly gone from being a fan favourite, and you can hear the chants here, John Cena sucks. I mean, if you can't hear that, I don't know what kind of earphones you're wearing or speakers you've got, but that is absolutely electric. Goodness me. Well, no love lost here in Toronto for the never-seen 17, John Cena, who signals to a fan that he is, well, not afraid to show his message. Coming for a second round with Danhausen earlier. That one didn't work out. Danhausen managed to evade the attack. Clever from Danhausen. Clever, clever, clever. And I have got an update for you that Obafemi will, due to travel restriction, couldn't make it here tonight, but he will be here next week to address the issue with Finn Balor. So we'll hear from the ruler, as he will be in the building next week. Well, we're going to focus on this one, because this one's going to go ham. And Bron Breaker's going to be like a cart horse in this match. He's going to try to tear apart Cena limb from limb. And Cena's new dark persona might not work against Bron Breaker. The beast, the badass, whatever you want to call him. He is unleashed, he is untamed. And one thing is for damn sure. Oh, look at Cena celebrating his work right here. Bron Breaker, well, like that, charging like a raging bull. And another wonderful standing moonsault. Brought back to his feet. Now picks him up. A power slam there, kind of symbolic of the world's strongest slam. And another crossbody from Cena. Breaker needs to keep his eye on the prize. And now Cena going to use that 23 plus years of experience to take down Bron Breaker and methodically take him apart. We always knew that Cena did have a little bit of a darker side. That is coming out now. And of course, that dark side was unveiled about 4 weeks ago when the attack of Bren happened. The following night, the same week on SmackDown, seemingly aligning with Cody for one night only, for 1 minute. It doesn't matter, the damage was done. Bren is not in a physical condition to compete, and we're going to have to figure out if it's going to be if he has any road to WrestleMania, what that will look like, because at the moment the reports that I'm getting is that 4 weeks he's not going to be medically cleared. So it might be the case that another match is going to have to be unsanctioned, and that's obviously granted whether Bren wants to sign the papers, because waivers need to be signed. Breaker now trying to shift the pattern. A huge Triple H-like spine buster there from the badass. A kick out 2 there from Cena. Gonna have to do more to put down the never seen 17 in my opinion. No matter how dark, he is still a big problem. Now Irish whip. And a collision there. And Breaker comes out on top. Huge clothesline. And that's a wonderful shoulder tackle there from Breaker on the top rope. And now momentum's building up for the future. It really is the future versus the past. Vicky has actually made it to Toronto. Of course, a little bit of a throwback. Obafemi couldn't make it. He went back home after the Elimination Chamber. Travel restrictions here in the US in this Japverse are causing us issues. Oba will make it back for Raw next week. Just to give you a quick update on that. I know I mentioned it earlier, but we can't mention it again if you're asking where Obafemi is. He will be here next week, that's all I know. Now John Cena mocking the crowd with that "you can't see me" taunt. What an absolute disgrace of a man this guy has become. And look at Breaker, the speed. Cena, in my opinion, has never faced anyone quite like Breaker. He may have faced Batista, but he's never faced anyone as hungry and with as much know-withal at this stage in the career as Bron Breaker. Let me reiterate the facts that I stated earlier. Most Elimination Chamber eliminations, most Royal Rumble eliminations in history. That is not something, oh god, the speed could be an issue. Cena jumps in, plucked out of thin air. It's not the feet of somebody who's been in the business for not that long. Now, going to do the gutbuster here to Cena. Might be lining up a spear. That's usually what follows. Here we go. Bron Breaker. Lord, what the hell? That's Gunther. Huge clothesline. The referee's going to call for a disqualification here. And Bron Breaker These two men were in the Elimination Chamber. Gunther now going to put the lights out of Breaker. Sleep hold locked in. And Gunther will not let go. And Gunther points to the WrestleMania sign. What does this mean?